You up, gamer? Frustrated? Confused? Getting stomped by 12-year-olds online? Well, don't fret, you've come to the right place. I'm Scotty McG and this is XDefiant Unfiltered. I'm here to offer you straight up uncensored truth about your pitfall gameplay. No sugarcoating, no bullshit. Just pure unadulterated advice from a grumpy Yorkshireman with a Ph.D. in gaming strategy. Think your Reddit complaints are going to change the game? Think again. I'll dissect those wines and turn them into actionable tips. So hit that subscribe button, you magnificent bastards, and get ready for the XDefiant smackdown you never knew you needed. Our mate called Misty here on the XDefiant subreddit is having a right go at the AFK'ers, and rightly so. You're there all geared up, ready to dominate some noobs, and your teammates are off performing interpretive dance routines for the goldfish. Now, AFK'ers are the bane of my bloody existence. They're like a swarm of bloody flies on a picnic. Unwelcome, unsanitary, and frankly a bit of a nuisance. But hey, that's the state of online gaming these days, innit? A veritable smorgasbord of imbalance, frustration, and enough toxicity to make a Chernobyl reactor blush. Though I will say this, AFK'ers are a test, if you will. Chance to truly own your skills. You see, when you're down a teammate or two, it forces you to adapt. Play smarter, not harder. You become a one-man wrecking crew, a lean, mean gaming machine. So next time you're stuck with a team of AFK all-stars, don't despair, embrace the chaos. Channel your inner Rambo and emerge victorious. Just remember, if you do decide to go for a slash, leave a bloody courtesy note for your teammates, alright? Now, a legless spider here is none too pleased with the state of affairs in the Middle East servers. Seems he's having a bit of a nightmare getting a game, and when he does, he's pinging like a peregrine falcon with a dodgy sat-nav. Aye, matchmaking can be a right fickle beast. One minute you're thrown in with a squad that communicates better than a flock of geese. The next you're herding a bunch of headless chickens into a meat grinder. But hey, that's the beauty of online gaming, innit? Keeps you on your toes. Although I will say this, a legless spider does bring up a good point about the lack of server selection. A bit of a liberty shoving someone on a European server when they're playing from the Middle East. Mind you, with the state of some European gamers these days, maybe that's a blessing in disguise. Look, the truth is, matchmaking is a bit of a crapshoot wherever you are in the world. But here's the thing, you can't control who you get matched with, but you can control how you react. So, legless spider, if you're stuck playing on EU servers, embrace the challenge. Think of it as a chance to expand your horizons, to experience a different kind of teammate. And hey, if all else fails, use the time waiting in matchmaking queue to learn a new language. By the time you get a game, you might be able to actually communicate with your teammates. Right then, Real Anzac here seems to think aim assist is a bit too strong, with auto-aim practically gluing itself to enemies, especially in close quarters combat with that MP7. Now I can see where Real Anzac's coming from. There's not worse than getting lasered by some bloke who wouldn't know a tactical strategy from a tea cosy. But here's the thing, aim assist, like Marmite, is a bit of a love-hate relationship. On the one hand, it can make the game more accessible for newer players, stops them getting utterly clobbered every time they spawn. But on the other hand, can feel a bit cheap for more experienced gamers like us, like taking candy from a baby. Now I'm not saying aim assist should be ripped out entirely, but perhaps a bit of a tweaking wouldn't go amiss. Maybe a separate playlist for those who want a full-on headshot extravaganza, and another for players who fancy a more relaxed experience. You know, whack on some Enya, build a pillar fort, that kind of thing. The truth is, there's no shame in using aim assist. It's there for a reason. But if you're finding it a bit too easy, well, that's where the real challenge comes in. Refine your skills, learn to anticipate enemy movements, become a master technician. That way you'll be owning noobs, with or without the sticky aim. So our mate Stupid Juice seems to be having a nightmare with the game on that new PS5. Keeps accidentally firing off his guns because his finger is resting on the trigger. Sounds like a right pickle. Now I've dabbled with adaptive triggers myself. Let me tell you, they're a bit of a mixed bag. On the one hand, they can be quite immersive. You pull the trigger on your virtual pea shooter and it feels like you're actually squeezing the life out of a plastic bag. Right fiddly for note if you ask me. But here's the thing, are they a game changer? Honestly, I'm not entirely convinced. Sure, they might give you a slight edge in some situations, but mostly they just feel like a gimmick. A bit like those banana peripherals that flogged back in the day. Mind you, if you fancy shelling out extra dosh for a controller that makes your fingers feel like you're doing a workout at the gym, then crack on. Look, the truth is, if you're good at the game, you'll be good at it with or without the fancy triggers. Focus on mastering the maps, learn the recoil patterns of your weapons, and for God's sake, take your finger off the trigger every now and then, unless you fancy painting the walls with virtual bullets, that is. Our mate Physius Milk here has put it rather bluntly. Emporium is a bloody nightmare, and you know what? They're not wrong. This map is about as balanced as a drunken giraffe and roller skates. Now, I'll give Emporium this. It looks alright. The art design ain't bad, I suppose. But look, graphics only get you so far. A turd dipped in glitter is still a bloody turd, if you catch my drift. And that's Emporium in a nutshell. A mess. Problem is B-Point. It's a complete clusterfuck. A chaotic nightmare where grenades rain from the sky and bullets ricochet around like a pinball machine in a sugar rush. No strategy, no skill, just pure unadulterated mayhem. Look, if you're stuck on Emporium, don't despair. Embrace the madness. Grab your shotgun, sharpen your elbows, and wade into the fray like a Viking into a vat of mead. Just remember, survival is the name of the game here. Forget fancy tactics, just focus on staying alive and let the carnage unfold around you. And to the developers out there, fix this map. For the love of all that's holy, give us some breathing room. Give us some strategy. Emporium could be a decent map, but right now it's a Call of Duty clusterfuck. Now, Pure Mongoose here has asked, is it worth wasting their precious time downloading this game? Well, it depends, Pure Mongoose. Depends on what you're after. XDefiant is a bit of a mixed bag, like a box of chocolates where you never quite know what you're going to get. On the one hand, the gunplay can be a rat laugh, proper satisfying with enough weight to make you feel like you're packing a punch. And the customization options? You can tinker with your character more than a kid with a box of Lego, creating a totally unique killing machine. But on the other hand, XDefiant's got more bugs than a compost heap on a hot summer's day, and the servers can be about as reliable as a politician's promise. You might spend more time staring at a loading screen than actually playing the game. Don't even get me started on matchmaking, which can throw you in with a team of squabbling newbies or a squad so sweaty they make Olympic athletes look like they're taking a leisurely stroll. Here's the thing, XDefiant has potential. It's a bit like a lump of clay in the hands of a skilled sculptor. Could be moulded into something beautiful, or, well, let's just say it could end up looking like a toddler's first attempt at a Play-Doh elephant. But with some work and some tender loving care from the developers, XDefiant could become a real contender in the online shooter arena. Still lost? Don't be a mug. Smash that like button and leave a comment below. Tell me your deepest, darkest XDefiant woes. I might just feature them on the channel. And I'll see you next time, you magnificent